Many thanks for joining us on ASO TV News at this hour. I am Joy Annie. Let's begin with headlines. President Tinubu approves one-year extension ban on raw shea nut export. FCT Archives Bureau calls for prevention of governance record to safeguard future generations. Abuja residents step out in large numbers for health work to embrace healthy living. And the Department of State Services arrest Usman over alleged role in 2025 deadly attack on Ekwa Church in Kogi State. Around the news in detail, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the one-year extension of the ban on the export of raw shea nuts, effective from February 26, 2026 to February 25, 2027. The federal government has extended its ban on shea nut export a year, reinforcing the drive to curb raw commodities shipment and boost local value addition. The extension, which takes effect from February 26, 2026 to February 25, 2027, is to allow the country to shift the shea nut industry from exporting mostly raw produce to processing more high-value products like shea butter and its derivatives, which can fetch prices as much as 20 times higher. The President via Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Nanuga, said in a statement noted that extension aims to deepen processing capacity within Nigeria, enhance livelihood in share-producing commodities and communities, and promote the growth of Nigerian export anchored on value-added product. The decision, he stated, that is to align with the government's industrialization objectives under the Renewed Hope agenda. Meanwhile, prices of the nuts slumped by a third after Nigeria in August joined other producers in West Africa by announcing a moratorium on shipments. They traded at about 850 naira, 63 US cents a kilogram at the end of the harvest season in December, according to Lagos-based Commodities Exchange, the AFEX. The production of shea butter in Nigeria is dominated by small holders and women in rural villages in central Nigeria, where a growing number of attacks by extremist groups are devastating local communities. Now, the Rural Electrification Agency, REA, has disclosed plan to execute over 500 electrification projects in its 2026 fiscal year as part of effort to expand reliable power supply to strategic public institutions as well as undeserved rural communities nationwide. Managing Director of the agency, Dr. Abba Aliyu, disclosed this while briefing newsmen on the sidelines of the 2026 Budget Defense session organized by the House Committee on Rural Electrification at the National Assembly. Dr. Aliyu presented the total of 170 billion naira as the agency's budget proposal for 2026. He said 100 billion naira of the amount has been earmarked and approved for National Public Sector Solarization Initiative, a flagship program designed to provide sustainable and cost-effective electricity to government institutions. The REA MD explained that the 100 billion naira allocation will fund the development and deployment of hybrid mini-grids for ministries, departments and agencies within the outside Abuja, reducing dependence on the national grid and cutting the cost of energy consumption in public facilities. On budget implementation, Dr. Lee said, despite experiencing low releases of funds in 2025, the agency so far achieved 32% performance under the current fiscal year. He expressed optimism that implementation will improve as more funds are released. Earlier, Chairman of the committee, Mr. Muhammad Bukar, said after detailed scrutiny of the agency's submission, the committee was satisfied with the explanation and supporting documentation presented. He commended the agency's adherence to procurement regulations, fiduciary safeguards and deployment partner framework guiding its operation. The lawmaker, however, stressed that the committee would undertake oversight visits to project sites for on-the-spot assessment in line with its constitutional responsibility. Now, the FCT Archive and History Bureau has reaffirmed its commitment to preserving historical records and government documents to strengthen national memory and guide future leaders. In a statement by the head of its information unit, Suwaibu Suleiman, the Bureau said it is leveraging school excursions to instill in young Nigerians the importance of documentation, record keeping, and historical presentation and preservation. Established in May 2005 in line with the National Archives Decree 30 of 1992, the Bureau serves as a central repository for collecting, organizing, and safeguarding public records generated by ministries, departments, and agencies within the Federal Capital Territory. Suleiman noted that beyond preserving official documents, the Bureau plays an educational role by promoting awareness on the need for accurate records of governance, development projects, and national milestones. She added that since the appointment of Director Baba Suleiman Ahere in 2024, participation in the Bureau's educational outreach program has increased, with several schools visiting to learn about archival processes and their role in accountability and transparency. During the visit, students are guided through key sections, including the photo gallery, the library, the repository, and processing rooms, where they gain first-hand insight into how government records are managed and preserved. Now, the Pro-Chancellor of Leadership University, Abuja, and former chairman of the FCT Secondary Education Board, Dr. Yahya Musa Muhammad, has paid a congratulatory visit to the chairman-elect of Kuje Area Council, Mr. Samuel Danjuma Shekolo, following his victory in the just concluded FCT Area Council elections. Dr. Yahya Musa Muhammad described Shekolo's emergence as a deserving victory, noting that the mandate freely given by the people of Kuje reflects their confidence in his leadership capacity and commitment to grassroots development. Speaking during the visit, the Pro-Chancellor commended the chairman-elect for conducting a peaceful and issue-based campaign, urging him to justify the trust reposed in him by delivering inclusive and people-oriented governance. He further encouraged Honorable Shekolo to embrace unity, fairness, and transparency in leadership, stressing that true success in public service lies in impacting lives positively and in strengthening institutions. In his response, Mr. Samuel Danjuma said Kuje chairman-elect expressed gratitude for the visit and words of encouragement, assuring that his administration would focus on development, accountability, and equal opportunities for all residents of Kuje, regardless of political or ethnic differences. The visit, which was marked by warm exchanges and prayers for a successful tenure, underscores the importance of collaboration between education stakeholders and local government leadership in advancing sustainable development across the FCT. Now, one-time presidential aspirant of the Labour Party, Faduri Joseph, has dismissed the major opposition parties as identical entities that have consistently missed opportunities to deliver good governance, arguing that the country's current socio-economic challenges are a direct result of leadership failures spanning several decades. Addressing journalists in Abuja, Faduri, now a member of the National Rescue Movement, specifically called out prominent opposition figures, including former Vice President Atiku Abubakar and former Governor Peter Obi, describing them as discontented politicians who failed to implement meaningful challenges and changes during their previous tenures in public office. Joseph is advocating for a departure from the established political order where older politicians continue to dominate the corridors of power, and demanding that the older generation of leaders step aside to allow a more vibrant and younger generation to take over the mantle of leadership. A federal high court in Abuja on Friday ordered that a former Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami's son, His wife, Asabe Bashir, and his son, Abdulaziz, should be remanded in prison custody pending the determination of their bail application. The court said Malami and Abdulaziz should be kept in Kuje prison in Abuja, while Asabe should be remanded in Suleja prison in Niger State, where there are facilities for female inmates. Justice Joyce Abdul Malik ordered their remand after the AGF and his co-defendant were rearranged on the 16-count money laundering charge brought against them by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, the EFCC. Earlier, before the charge was read to the defendant, prosecuting lawyer Jibrin Okutapa San applied to effect some correction on some counts. Okutapa applied that the sums of money listed in counts 11 and 12 be corrected to read 325 million naira instead of 325 billion naira for count 11 and 120 million naira instead of 120 billion naira in count 12. After the defendant pleaded to the charge, defense lawyer Joseph Dauda San urged the court to adapt the bail earlier granted them by Justice Emeka Nwite Elsu of the Federal High Court, Abuja, before whom they were earlier arraigned. Although Okutapa was never averse to Dauda's request, Justice Abdul Malik said her court was not bound by what happened in the other court. She also rejected the move by Dauda to apply orally for bail for his client and insisted that he should file a formal bail application for each of the defendants. She adjourned till March 6 for the hearing of their bail applications and commencement of trial. Now, Abuja residents turned out in large numbers to participate in a health walk organized by Limi Hospital to promote healthy living, physical fitness, and community awareness on preventive health care. The event brought together health professionals, community leaders, and fitness enthusiasts in a show of commitment towards building a healthier society. Haris Sidisiraju has that report. We apologize for that mix-up. While you're watching ASO Television, we're live on DSTV channel 392, also on StarTimes TV channel 127 and Free TV channel 507. We are also on the UHF band on channel 38. Now, still to come on the news. The Department of State Services arrests Usman over alleged role in 2025 deadly attack on Ekwa Church in Kogi State. To stay with us for this and more after this time out.
10 singles step into the